Now, raising your standard. What do you mean by that? There's nothing wrong with having boundaries again and having a standard. God has a standard for us. There is a value and a worth placed on us. So anytime in dating, when we have a standard, and let me say this, I don't mean rather a checklist, for lack of a better word. I don't mean like, oh, he has to be six figure or she has to be highly educated with summa cum laude degree from Yale or Princeton or Jackson State, something like that, or all these expectations that naturally we put demands on people. So when I say a level of standard or raising your standards, I'm not talking about so much the physical or the natural, like those material type things that we look for. Now, I'm not saying either that you can have that on your list of standards. If you're a type of man or woman who wants to be equally yoked with somebody, who should be equally yoked with somebody, don't place so much of your standards on, again, the natural, the physical, the material. Go beyond that. Let yourself go a little bit further than that. When I say raise your standard, what I mean is for you. This is a personal thing. Again, it's personal development. So in my experience, for me, when I'm looking for someone, and I say looking because I know what the Bible says, it's he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So I'm not saying that I'm out there pursuing men, I'm out there looking for men, but I am open. I'm available. I'm out there where I can be found. Again, if you're not out there where you can be found, you're not going to get Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong. You're going to be by yourself. So, I'm available. So what I'm saying when I'm looking or I raise my standards, again, it's about my personal development. It's about my personal growth. So I know my worth. Will I tolerate mistreatment? Will I tolerate someone lying? No. That's me raising my standard. I've experienced cheaters and liars and people being, manipulators. So I know what it looks like. And as much as I can fall for looks and appearance and status and prestige and jobs and things like that, I've learned that that's not the main reason to connect with someone. Those material things are not the main and solo reasons when connection and chemistry comes into play. Yes, stability is great, but sometimes you got to recognize the diamond in the greasy bag. I use this analogy a lot because sometimes we can get so caught up in, oh my goodness, here again, he's 6 foot tall, dark skin, smooth skin, he got a great job, he got his own home, he drive a nice car, and that's great. Stable man, he's maybe ready for a love and relationship if he's not already, involved. But does that mean he's the one for you or she's the one for you if they have these things? But you have to look into yourself. You have to raise your standard. So the main thing for me is, my standard is the no's. What I'm not willing to tolerate. Knowing that if I do decide to tolerate something that is a negative for me or is a minus for me, that it will only increase in my life. So my standard is, I'm not willing to be mistreated. That's personally for me. Not saying that people would intentionally come to use, abuse, or mistreat you, but again, you know how to recognize it, especially if you've been through it before. So I don't tolerate mistreatment. I don't tolerate abuse. That's my level of standard. Why? Because I know my worth. I know the type of woman that I am. I know what I'm contributing and what I'm bringing into any relationship. I am very confident in knowing that my contribution to a person comes to contribute to happiness and not be happiness. Because we do know, as cliche as it may sound, that we cannot make people happy. In relationships, you can't make somebody happy. That is hogwash, okay? And I'm just going to be the one to be flat out frank with you. But we can contribute and add to people's happiness. But if people are looking for a void to be filled, there's just some things that we can't do. It's out of our control. We can't fill those voids. Only God can fill those voids. Only God examines the heart and he knows the mind. So if you're coming to think you're going to be somebody's quote unquote happiness, love of their life, and all these things that we say, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's just not going to happen. But you sure can contribute to the happiness. You can be an addition to the positivity. You can be the encourager, the motivator, the support, the friend, the companion, the partner. You can be all those things, but as a contribution to, not the whole. You just can't do that. It's only one person who can save and heal, deliver, and that's Jesus. So also, take away the negative self-talk when you're raising your standard. Okay, so all of the if I had and if I did this, if is the saddest word in the English language. You know what if does? If puts a cap on your potential. You don't want to cap your potential. You want to move forward. You want to increase. You want to grow. So anytime we say if, it's just like we're saying, maybe I can, maybe I can't. But remove that. So just know and be confident in your standard. Again, know what you want. You talk about what you want, express what you want, and speak those things into existence. Affirm yourself daily. Believe in what you say. If you're the type of person who wavers back and forth, I can go ahead and tell you now that that's how people are going to perceive you. If you don't stand firm on something, if you relax your own standard, well, so will he or so will she. If you're bending already and you're not willing to lose the person or walk away from the person, you're going to open up that door for them to not believe you because you don't believe yourself. You don't believe in your own standard. You don't believe in your own worth. So you have to stand firm in your beliefs, okay? Time management. Raising your standards will definitely bring about time management. I say this with the uttermost excitement because you learn what's not for you and you don't waste your time with it. And you're not feeling guilty over it. You're not sad about it. You're not depressed about it. No one can come and make you feel a certain way about it because you just know what you want and you know that this particular person or situation cannot take your energy, cannot take your time, and you move on. You literally don't even give it a second thought. And that is perfectly okay. That's where you want to be. So raising your standards, if you want more time in relationship and dating, increase those standards, okay? Because it will bring about time because you will already be knowing, again, with wisdom, the spirit of discernment, what's for you, what's not for you. And you'll be filtering things out so quickly and you'll be unfazed by it. The last thing, which is really not the last thing because I've mentioned it before, but place a high value on yourself. I'm not saying glorify yourself. I'm not saying think that you're better than anybody else out here because you're not. Okay? But know your worth. Know the value in who you are. Know the value in what you bring. Believe in what you bring that is positive and that is good for any type of relationship. Here again, business, partnerships, companionship, personal relationships. Know what you bring and be confident because you know the type of person that you are. I'm going to end with this. Character means a lot. I don't know if the people who are listening to me, if you feel like your character is a bad character. I'm not talking about reputation. I'm talking about your character. What's on the inside of a man. So evaluate your character because if you're receiving a lot of people who manipulate you, use you, abuse you, mistreat you, I want you to honestly do a self-examination because typically what we're putting out is what we're getting. Now, if you're getting people who are positive, they want to be around you because you're magnetic and you motivate them and you have the best interests at heart and you're just a person who just brings on those positive and good vibes, that's what you will receive. That's what's going to come your way. It's the whole principle of sowing and reaping. If you're sowing love, if you're sowing support, if you're sowing, having the best interest for somebody, you're sowing friendships, and you're showing how to demonstrate love and all these things, that's what you're going to get back. You're going to receive that back. And make sure you're sowing it on good ground. So I tell everybody, do a self-check. Make sure that your character is intact, that you are exemplifying those fruits of the Spirit, joy, love, goodness, kindness, meekness, peace, long-suffering. You do want to be that person who has that outline. No, we won't get it right all the time, but let's try our best, okay? Always remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook at Shelly D. Cotton. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube page at Michelle Cotton. I look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday. Thank you guys for being with me. I hope this helped you. It has helped me a lot. Again, I'm always going through with you. Don't forget that the Words of Wisdom 60-day devotional is still on sale. Go ahead to download that on your Amazon Kindle if you are a Kindle member, or you can just purchase it from Amazon.com. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.